thoughts, opinions, and general overall shade thrown on High at 9 News are those of the individual speakers and not those of High at 9 News, its audience, or its advertisers. The statements made do not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice, and for advice tailored to your specific situation, please consult with a licensed professional. Welcome to the High at 9 News Hour, where you will hear from cannabis industry experts and professionals from around the country talk about important topics while shining light on global issues and discussing cannabis as it relates to politics, regulation and reform, data and technology, science, research and medicine, family and parenting, art, celebrities and entertainment, fitness, sports, mental health and wellness, and plant-based medicines and entheogenics. Together, we are building a stronger community, fighting the stigma and creating change. With your host, Jason Beck, joined by special industry expert correspondents from around the country, and daily antics brought to you by Cannabis. Coming to you live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time and high noon on the East Coast. And thank you all for getting high at 9 with us. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. That's right. It is Tuesday, November 4th. It's election day today here in California, New York, and you know what I'm saying? Man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens today. But today is also National Candy Day.
All right, sugar it up.
Yeah, sugar, you know what I mean? Just, I guess.
Okay, well, I'll have to celebrate.
Yeah, I thought all the kids would have ate all their candy already by now, but apparently not. And I'm confused by this one, but it's National Chicken Lady Day.
Don't know what that is.
It's National Chicken Lady Day on November 4th annually honors Dr. Marthenia, who's known as Tina Dupree. For 12 years, Dr. Dupree worked for the second largest chicken restaurant in the world as the director of community relations and training. She was widely known due to her work in the community, and during this time and through her work with the community and the people she helped, Dr. Dupree became known as the Chicken Lady.
Okay.
Yeah, she led numerous efforts to improve education in her community. She provided training and certification and and so this basically are saying if there's someone in your community who elevates people around them, to celebrate them today on National Chicken Lady Day. Interesting choice of words for all of this thing today, but Nonetheless, that's all the days we got today. And thank you all for joining us and getting high at 9 with us. There's also high noon on the East Coast. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to us on all social media platforms. You can look up above and down below to see exactly where we live on the internet. And we are live every Monday through Friday on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, X, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, as well as on our very own website at www.high9news.com. So welcome to everyone joining us from any one of those platforms. And man, MedMen is back in the news, Michael. I hope you are ready for this one, because there's a lawsuit claims an Offset physically attacked security guard at a cannabis dispensary. And just so you know, Offset is a member of the Amigos, who's a rap group. The guard alleges the Migos rapper turned hostile and assaulted him when he asked for his identification. Offset is facing a new lawsuit from a security guard who claims the Migos rapper struck him in the face during a confrontation outside of a cannabis dispensary in Los Angeles last March. The incident allegedly took place at MedMen dispensary near the LAX airport. The lawsuit, filed on October 29th and obtained by Rolling Stone, claims that the plaintiff, Jim Labardo Sanchez, says he was lawfully performing his job duties when he asked Offset, whose legal name is Kerry Cephas, for his personal identification to enter the store. In a quote, "Without legal justification or provocation, defendant Cephas became hostile, verbally confrontational, and physically attacked plaintiff by striking him in the face." The 7-page complaint, signed by lawyer Michael T. Kariami, reads, "Several unidentified individuals who were accompanying defendant Cephas then proceeded to grab, push, and further assault and batter the plaintiff." Sanchez claims he suffered injuries that left him in immediate and severe pain. Immediate and severe pain. He says he developed headaches and neck pain and was treated by paramedics at the scene before he was transported by ambulance to a local hospital. Sanchez says he continues to experience persistent headaches, neck pain, and related symptoms. And attempts to reach a spokesperson for Offset were not immediately successful on Monday, and the complaint is not the first time Offset has been sued with claims of assault and battery in Los Angeles County. Davion Clark sued Offset in November of 2023, alleging the musician assaulted him outside Complex Con in Long Beach on November 7th, 2021, and Clark said he was working as a security guard attempting to block an entrance due to overcrowding inside when Offset and other artists allegedly struck him. Clark claimed he suffered severe bodily injuries from the attack and will continue to suffer physical pain, as well as severe emotional, mental, physical, and nervous pain and suffering. In a recent filing, Clark and his lawyers said their repeated attempts to locate and serve Offset had failed, so they asked for permission to serve the lawsuit through publication in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution newspaper. The judge denied the request and set a hearing for the matter of November 17th. Both guards are seeking compensatory and punitive damages to be determined at trial, and they each sued with claims of assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The plaintiff suffered physical injuries, emotional distress, incurred medical expenses, suffered lost income, and continues to experience pain and discomfort, the new lawsuit filed by Sanchez reads. Well. Man, oh man. You know, just when you thought the Amigos had gone away, apparently they're resurfacing, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this. Michael, MedMen, the Amigos, and a lawsuit. It sounds like this sounds like a soap opera already.
Sounds like they're back at it again, but sounds like a legitimate claim.
Yeah, right? I agree.
Yep.
I think it sounds like a very legitimate claim. I think ultimately there'll be what type of damages you think they'll accept to get out of this?
You know, it really probably depends on the injuries that the person actually suffered, medical treatment, any sort of, substantial long-term injuries or anything like that. So that's kind of tough to say.
Well, I'm willing to
especially
bet
punitive damages.
I'm willing to bet that a lot of it is a little over-exaggerated as far as the things that this gentleman is suffering. I'm sure he probably got punched in the face, maybe kicked and whatnot, and probably was fine ultimately to go to work today. But, of course, that's not how they're going to discuss it in court or try to play it in court, because it's their job to get them as much money as possible and try to claim as much damages as possible and everything else. You know what I mean? You know the name of this game, Michael.
I do.
Yeah.
And I think you're exactly right on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they'll wait till they go through their medical bills, get their injuries, see what sort of, again, any sort of, long-term impact that they'll have. But, it's probably going to be some sort of a minimal judgment.
I mean, but
I'm curious.
What's that, Liz? Go ahead.
I'm curious to see. I'm sorry, what?
Go ahead, please.
I'm very curious to see if either of these cases are going to request
what?
anger management.
Ooh.
Because clearly it's anger management.
Oh.
Now, if they're really interested, in the end game being the right thing would be anger management. So I'm curious to see if anybody mentions that.
I mean, why would they mention that if they're going after money though, Liz? You know what I mean? That would be
right.
that would be something that would happen in a criminal charge if there was a criminal charge that came after this for charging him with assault and battery. Then when they put him, he can say, oh, you know what, I'm going to go to anger management classes. But I've never heard of anyone getting anger management from suing somebody for financial gain.
Yeah, no, you're right on that, Jason. It would mostly be a criminal case that would require that, or if it was, a divorce case or something of that nature. But it's highly unlikely to see it in one of these types of cases.
Yeah,
okay.
This shit would be crazy. Yeah, but I like where you're coming from, Liz. I think that's, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the world needs more anger management. You know what I mean?
There ain't no doubt about that.
clearly this is a pattern of behavior. So I'm like, why? What is the big deal? I just don't understand the anger.
Yeah. I mean, people get angry over a lot of silly things nowadays, Liz. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
yes.
You know, it doesn't surprise me at all, really. But man. And I do want to take a moment to introduce our newest correspondent on Tuesdays, Liz Quinn. Liz Quinn is based out of New Jersey and works with advocating for seniors in regards with cannabis and cannabis policy. And so, Liz, we're glad to have you here with us today, Liz, on Tuesdays. And you know what I'm saying?
You.
Yes, Liz is going to bring a different type of, a softer impression, I guess, on things. Yes,
it's really fun to be here.
I'm with this. I'm excited. Yeah, most definitely. And on that, we're going to roll into our first commercial, and we are going to be right back. And we are back, you guys. Michael, man, I have some big news in California. I can't wait to hear what you have to think about this, Michael, because this I feel has been a long time coming, Michael. A long time coming. Are you ready for this? You got your seatbelt on?
I do.
Oh man, I wish Jenny Beth was here this morning to comment on this, because Cannabis Control Director Nicole Elliott is going to step down at the end of the year, you guys. That's right. Nicole Elliott, who has led the California Department of Cannabis Control, the DCC, since 2021, has announced that she will step down from her position at the end of the year. In a quote, "I am not stepping away because the mission is complete," Elliott wrote on LinkedIn. "I am stepping away because the foundation is strong." She added that her time leading the department was one of the greatest privileges of my life, noting that building public trust is hard work. Doing it in real time, under scrutiny, in a complex and evolving industry is even harder. In her post, Elliott said she's leaving to honor the responsibilities that exist beyond this, adding that some are personal, while others stem from the same belief that brought me to this work in the first place, that service in any form is still worth choosing. Elliott's departure comes as California's legal marijuana market continues to face declining sales and persistent competition from the illicit market and hemp-derived THC products, which are easily found online, and legal sales have been dropped by nearly $1 billion with a B dollars since 2021, from $5.7 billion that year to $4.88 billion in 2024. Governor Gavin Newsom appointed Elliott to her post in 2021 after previously serving as her senior advisor on cannabis. Her tenure included implementing the state's consolidation of multiple cannabis agencies and enforcing new regulations such as the ban on intoxicating hemp-derived THC products. Nicole Elliott concluded her announcement by expressing confidence in the department's future, crediting the DCC staff who believe in something larger than themselves, she says. Wow. I'm not surprised that she's stepping down, especially when enforcement is getting ready to amp up. That way she doesn't have to be the face of this when all of a sudden there's law enforcement and everything, all in everybody's, all in everyone's licenses now all of a sudden, since they have now passed that bill to let the hens in the hen house. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this.
Oh, I think it's great considering everything that's gone on over there.
Yeah, right.
Canopy and stuff like that. You know,
I mean, I think it's going to be great. The real question is who's going to replace her. That's going to be the real.
That is the question.
You know, and the fact of the matter is, you know, that Gavin Newsom's going to be able to appoint someone new now, and I imagine he's going to be able to appoint them throughout whoever is the new governor's tenure. So then that way they won't be able to appoint someone there. So it sounds like the corruption that has been happening at the DCC and the lack of enforcement against companies like Glass House and others that actually violate the law and don't have any type of repercussions are just going to continue to get all of their violations swept underneath the rug.
I think that sounds correct. You know, it doesn't seem like this person did anything with it, and I don't know why their predecessor would, but you never know. Maybe they want to come in and put down a hard foot. I guess you never know who they bring that person in as.
Oh, what do you think?
Or maybe it's someone from Glass House.
Oh man, that would be. Oh my God, that would be. You know what I'm saying? Hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Well, like you said, I'm very curious to see the replacement. See how long that's going to take too, and if they're going to come in hard, or if they're going to come in realistically.
It's interesting. She says the foundation is strong. I don't know what she means by that.
Oh, I know what she means by that.
Organization not doing anything.
Well, no, she means the fact that they got that other bill signed to where they can partner with law enforcement agencies to do enforcement on all of these different places. So in essence, is so like there's going to be like real raids on these legitimate businesses and things like that. And it's basically the drug war 2.0. That's what I think that she's alluding to when she says that there's a strong foundation.
Oh, definitely could be, and I expect that to be scary for all the operators out there in California.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're not going to be able to blame Nicole Elliott, but there's going to be someone new to blame. And at the end of the day, I'm still blaming Gavin Newsom for all of this, ultimately. But man.
It rolls downhill.
That's right. Oh man, OG
Starts
Grandma.
at the top.
Yeah, OG Grandma says, "Is that Kim Rivers' kitchen table?" That's cute. That's real cute. Ben. Very, 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 very cute. I'm just trying to think, who would he possibly pick to be this new person? I wonder how much you have to contribute to one of his off-brand super PACs to be able to obtain this this position. What do you think? Couple million bucks?
Interesting question.
Couple $1 million, Michael?
If he's running for governor, it sounds about right. Or president, that sounds about right.
He's going to run for president. He's going to run for president, but he doesn't. I don't think that he stands a chance at winning president. I mean, not to mention today is also the make sure that if you're in California, you vote no on 50. It's the Democrats stealing the gerrymandering California over here even more than what they've already done already, which is super, super crazy. But I just Gavin Newsom is so screwing the pooch in so many ways on this, and oh man, I just texted Jenny Beth to ask her if she had a question on this. So she hasn't responded yet, but if she does, I will read that later on in the show, because I definitely want to hear what she has to say in relation, because I'm sure she has something witty to say in relation to. But
it's interesting. He's rolling back the taxes yet, or not implementing them yet, and then still continuing to create hard regulations against the companies and going after them. The two things don't seem to gel together. I think he's got to get his support behind one of them, and probably the one that brings tax dollars into the state should be the thing that he's most supportive of. Yeah.
Also too, Michael, I find it interesting that she decided to take credit for the hemp ban in California. I thought that was interesting. I mean, I don't really, I saw Gavin Newsom took credit for it previously, but this is just, insanity at its finest here in California. And on that, we are going to roll to a little bit more sanity. We're going to roll into attorney at law, Mr. Michael Minardi. Michael is an attorney out in the great red state of Florida who specializes in cannabis law, cannabis business, and helping get people out of jail. You can find him at his law office, the Minardi Law Center in the great state of Florida, is none other than Mr. Michael Minardi.
Good morning to everyone on the West Coast, and happy high noon to everyone on the East Coast.
Yeah.
We got a lookout article from Eugene Springfield. UO, University of Oregon, sends cease and desist letter to local marijuana dispensary. The University of Oregon has sent cease and desist letters to a local marijuana dispensary over its use of university trademarks. TJ's dispensary is located near 10th and Willamette Streets and established in 2008 offers a free shop shelf gram of marijuana to customers to show a Ducks ticket stub within 48 hours of game day. The business was advertising the deal online and in signs posted around Eugene with images of the Oregon Duck mascot and the university's unambiguous O logo. UO's Associate Vice President of Marketing and Brand Strategy, Lauren Miller Steinfeld, told Lookout Eugene Springfield on Wednesday that the university recently became aware of TJ's use of UO trademarks and promptly issued a cease and desist letter requiring the business to stop using university trademarks. The University of Oregon has not entered into any licensing agreement with TJ Dispensaries, Stanfield said. Brian Staffa, owner of TJ's on Wilmot, confirmed to Lookout that as of Saturday, November 1st, he has responded to UO's letter and agreed to remove university marks from the TJ's website as soon as possible, as well as take down signage and other publicly viable information. As of Sunday, the image of the Oregon Duck advertising the deal on the dispensary website has been swapped with a more generic duck wearing sunglasses. While I understand the legal team is just doing their job, it's a shame when a small business like ours is squashed by a big guy in an attempt to connect with the local community and offer something of value to U of O fans aged 21 plus, said Staffa, who has owned the business since October 24. He added, "We're extremely limited in what we can do for marketing and advertising lens, so we thought we'd go with tried and true ticket stub promotion, a win for everyone. U of O doesn't see it that way, unfortunately." He said the dispensary is still keeping the deal for customers who bring in ticket stubs at any UO event, no matter what sport. Staffa said the dispensary has been pleased with the response to the deal. "We're trying to provide our local community with something fun that could enhance everyone's overall experience." The university tightly controls use of its name, logos, and trademarks through its licensing and brand management office. Per its rules, manufacturers and promoters wishing to use the university's name, seal, and various trademark collective membership and service marks on products or services must enter into a trademark licensing agreement. Unless formal written approval has been granted, UO does not endorse, sponsor, or partner the external parties through the use of its name, logos, campus images, or photos of buildings and grounds in ways that could imply an endorsement or sponsorship of a company or of its products. Unauthorized use constitutes infringement, which can lead to legal action against the infringer, the UO website states. Rules explicitly state that UO will not approve the use of a name to promote controlled substances. Carol Keese, UO's Vice President for Communications and Chief Marketing Officer, told Higher Ed in August 2025 that the university brands represent their thought leadership, research portfolios, and athletic programs. There's no greater measure of affinity than the degree to which your alumni or your fans or your aspiring students and families want to put your institution's name on their bodies as a form of branded merchandise, Keith said. That's a huge measure of affinity, of emotional connection. The local t-shirt designer received a cease and desist from the university in 2015 for his Shout to t-shirt that used the yellow O. Students who make UO-themed crafts have recently taken to online forums like Reddit to ask if their creations too closely resemble the university's marks. Commentators warn that the university takes their branding policies seriously. Well, don't put our brand on a cannabis brand for all the students that may want to go to U of Oregon and use cannabis. Interesting article for someone from a college, but I can understand in their perspective why they won't necessarily want to be associated with it. But I think it may excite more students to potentially go there for college if they did accept these types of things.
Michael, you know, I'm so confused by this case because it's like they're really not doing anything wrong. They're saying, hey, if you show us this ticket stub that you went in there, we're going to give you a discount. right? That's the crux of what they're doing. And so in turn,
I think it's all of that is fine.
And in turn, they're putting the University of Oregon logo on their flying materials or whatnot, promoting, saying, hey, da 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 da, I mean, I guess maybe they should just use an image of Daffy Duck in Oregon clothing, and then that way, you know what I'm saying, that way they couldn't claim anything and let Disney deal with it.
Yeah, right. From one enemy to another.
Yeah.
They can use any other resemblance of a duck, I think, that is not similar to theirs. I don't think that that's an issue.
I don't see how they couldn't get away with this as saying that they're doing a parody on their logo, and it looks like the logo in question is actually Daffy Duck, and I'm wondering if Oregon University has the rights to use Daffy Duck.
Well, at least the logo in the picture.
I don't know. I mean, the picture that I'm looking at looks like Daffy Duck to me.
Yeah, I don't see Daffy Duck in that one.
You stop it.
I will say.
Really?
And unless you're saying like any duck image is like Daffy Duck, because I don't see how that image looks like Daffy Duck to me. Daffy Duck's a little different.
Just because he's not in a blue sailor suit, he's in a green and yellow sailor suit. I don't know, Michael. I know you like to argue things in cases, but you know what I mean? I'm not sure.
We're not going to fight over a duck?
Oh, man,
I think you're thinking of Donald Duck.
Oh, I am thinking of Donald Duck. You're right. Sorry, all these different ducks. Yeah, I am thinking of Donald Duck. Yeah. You're correct in that. My bad.
Daffy Duck is
different cartoon. Yeah, sorry, my bad, guys. But yeah, yes, Donald Duck.
Oh, as on top of it as they are, I'm sure that anything that is closely resembling something else, I'm sure they got the okay.
I don't know. I mean, maybe for this that maybe they should use. Maybe, do you remember Howard the Duck, you guys?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck would make good for this promotion. I mean, I think, wasn't there a scene too when Howard the Duck was smoking weed in the movie?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's who this dispensary should be promoting is Howard the Duck in this uniform.
That's who they should use.
Yeah, then they couldn't say anything.
Well, no, they couldn't, but then Howard the Duck could, So I think realistically, when we're advising people on trademarks, you kind of want to make sure it doesn't look like anyone, or you're going to get, potentially a letter from somebody. So right. I think that there's plenty of duck images that they can use, and I can't find the one that they did because it looks like they just use a duck with sunglasses on, mm-hmm. Which I think may be obviously not sufficient enough. And actually it is. It's a little duck with sunglasses on. So, it doesn't look like their duck at all, but I think it definitely, still provides the message that they want to get across. Because I don't think under any circumstances they can, stop them from doing the promotion, show us your sticker stub from a game and get a free top shelf gram. Right. I don't think they could stop that at all.
I don't see that either. You know what I mean? Like they're not saying that. Oh, go ahead, Liz.
Yeah, they're not promoting it through the college, and the dispensaries can do any kind of promotion within the realm of their legalities, and they can with ticket stubs, bring your student ID. We have a lot of that here in Jersey with Rutgers, but Rutgers is all over the place.
Yeah,
everywhere you go, and then any store you go into, you can get Rutgers themed merchandise. Like 2 towns, you got New Brunswick, you got Highland Park. Everywhere you look is Rutgers. A big red R. Oh,
they got a big red R, huh? Interesting. What a great thing that they have, man.
Yeah, businesses like Pizza groceries and things like that, they'll have a big red R in the window, and that is, the sign that they participate and you get a discount.
Interesting. I'm
You're a
surprised they're not
student,
get a little. They still have the O, it looks like, on their website. So I wonder if they're going to continue pushing them to move that as well.
Well, mate, that's for ounce specials, Michael.
Right.
The big O.
Well, but it's the Oregon logo potentially that they were complaining of. So I wonder how that will go.
I don't think they can copyright that like that because it's the letter O. It's like cookies. Like you can't copyright cookies.
They shouldn't be able to because it's obviously a letter.
Yeah.
But they did say in the article that they did send them for both the O and the image of the duck.
If that's the case, if they can copyright the letter O, I'm just going to say, I think Sesame Street has a major lawsuit against Oregon State. Just saying. But you know what? That was a fun story. Any other final comments on this before we move on, you two?
I would say these trademark issues, are happening pretty regularly with all the knockoff hemp brands.
Yeah.
And stuff like that as well. The knockoff hemp brands, the hashies and those types of products.
Yeah,
I think they should all learn from this, that they should be coming up with something unique for their own benefit. This is a little bit different, I think, in that circumstances. It's not their products. It's just a marketing to students. But I think that these types of things will continue to arise in this industry.
Oh, they're definitely going to arise. And I'm surprised that it's happened in Oregon. Like, it's such an advanced market over there, and the cost of weed is so cheap. You know what I mean? Like, so crazy. But nonetheless, we're going to roll into our next commercial, and we are going to be right back.
Every legend has a humble beginning.
In world news, leaders are gathering today for the annual summit.
I want to tell you something, Che. The government is watching us through the television.
Oh, John.
Look, right there. They're trying to hack into my TV box.
We're still not able to hack into the TV box, sir.
Ha! But they can't.
I've rebuilt the entire electronic system, and it sends and receives signals through quantum phase space. They'll never get in. Engage target.
In other news, local authorities are investigating a series of strange atmospheric phenomena reported by residents.
Ma'am, we're with the federal government. We need to ask you some questions.
John?
Is there a problem? We've been trying to penetrate your TV box for over 6 months.
I told you they were trying to watch us through the TV, but you didn't believe me.
We can't get in, and to be frank, we have no idea what you've created.
Yeah, that's the point. It's called privacy. You know what the Fourth Amendment guarantees?
All we know is that we can't get inside. We want to know if you can create one for us.
QUX. Even the government wants one.
I think they'd promote some people to there.
Yeah. All right. Stop whatever you're doing. Make sure you smash that like button. I know we'll appreciate it. You'll appreciate it. And YouTube will appreciate it. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And all of the articles that we cover on today's show, you can read directly on our website at www.highatnightnews.com.
Introducing QUX Pay, or simply the Pay app.
Where you can pay like it's nobody's business.
Because it isn't. It's what everyone's been clamoring for. It's finally here.
Secure every payment. Your data stays private. QUX will never sell your data for profit, period. Pay friends, family, contacts instantly. No hidden fees. No limits. Spend on the move.
With this patented technology, you can use debit, credit, bank transfer, cash cards, and even crypto completely offline.
Amounts transferred through the Pay app reach their destination instantly. Transfers in a flash. As quick as sending a text. No more waiting around like crypto. Are you ready for the future of payments? The state of the art for money is finally here.
Data privacy and security protocols trusted by militaries and banks worldwide. QUX Pay, the Pay app.
Available as an app and point of sale system, personal and corporate accounts available. Go to QUXPay.com and start using the Pay app today.
Oh, and we are back. And we are going to roll right into our newest correspondent, Liz Quinn. Liz is a senior cannabis advocate who became passionate when she found herself in a very overwhelming cannabis industry with no help or education. Now, as a senior super stoner, she is lighting up the way by bringing education to seniors and bringing senior awareness to the cannabis industry. As the fastest and largest growing demographic in the industry, we are the new target audience, that is the senior class, and it is none other than Liz Quinn.
Thank you, and good morning to the West Coast and good afternoon to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to be talking about some deceptive tactics going on in Massachusetts to end cannabis legalization. This article came to me from MJ Biz, and Chris Roberts was the reporter. Deceptive tactics alleged in campaign to end Massachusetts legal cannabis legalization. The ballot initiative campaign seeking to end Massachusetts' $1.6 billion with a B annual legal cannabis industry says it's not affiliated with the signature gatherers accused of using misleading and deceptive behavior to fool voters into signing petitions. But there would be little anyone could do, even if it were, because such, quote, bait and switch tactics involving false or misleading information are constitutionally protected free speech activities, election experts say. If it qualifies for the 2026 state ballot and is approved by a simple majority of voters, the act to restore sensible marijuana policy would outlaw adult use cannabis sales in Massachusetts. Medical cannabis would remain legal. To qualify for the ballot, the campaign has until December 3rd to collect 75,000 valid signatures from state voters, but organizers say they plan to collect at least 100,000. To do this, some signature gatherers are resorting to deception, according to several accounts, such as insisting the cannabis recriminalization campaign does something else, like take fentanyl off our streets. That's what Josh Wallace, a Boston area tattoo artist, heard from a signature gatherer outside a Medford, Massachusetts supermarket on October 27th, he told MJ Biz Daily. Incensed, Wallace later filed complaints with local law enforcement as well as the state election division. But as the latter told him, signature gathering on petitions is a protected free speech activity subject only to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions. The campaign to make marijuana illegal, again, distances itself. MJ Biz Daily shared details of Wallace's experience and similar reports with Wendy Wakeman, a Republican Party strategist active in Massachusetts state politics and a spokesperson for the anti-legalization campaign. In an interview Thursday, Wakeman acknowledged the campaign is using paid signature gatherers. However, she claimed that the signature gatherers, such as the one Wallace described and seen in photos in Reddit, posts allegedly deceptive behavior, are volunteers and not affiliated with the campaign. The committee does not support misrepresenting the petition in any way at all, she told MJ Biz Daily. People are trained in what the petition is asking, and the training does not include hyperbolic bloviating. I know I said that wrong. We are comfortable that it's enough to say we'd like to roll back recreational marijuana, which is what the petition does. We believe there are enough people in Massachusetts willing to sign the petition. As for Wallace's account, his experience is troubling and nothing that would be encouraged or sanctioned by the committee. While unscrupulous or distasteful, such tactics are not uncommon, observers said. They have been seen across the country in ballot initiative campaigns. allegations of misleading or intentionally deceptive campaign language drove dueling ballot questions around abortion rights in Nebraska last year. And in most cases, they're legal. What do you guys think? How are they going to decipher the volunteers who aren't getting paid and getting these deceptive signatures? How are they going to?
Well, I mean, that's just all the trickery that's all the trickery. I don't think they need to differentiate them. They're just, you know what I mean? Like once people sign their, you know, sign a petition, whether they're actually for it or actually against it, their signature's on there. You know, I think the best thing that anyone signing a petition could actually do is, if they learn that they've signed one way or the other and they don't actually support it, is to find another person and sign your signature to it, because once you have signed the same petition twice, it invalidates both of those signatures. That is,
well, I guess that would depend on the state.
Yeah.
Well, I know it does. I know that does here in California, because I've been collecting.
It doesn't in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, it would just, the new one couldn't be counted, and it could be a crime if you knowingly and intentionally sign two, but it doesn't invalidate both of them.
Interesting.
You can rescind or request to revoke your signature, but it wouldn't void the one that was done.
Interesting.
And the other question I have is, and I looked around, I couldn't find why. Why do they want to bring this back?
Why? Because they're prohibitionists, and they feel, because you know, you got to look at the demographics in Massachusetts. There's a large swath of anti-cannabis people that are like true elitists in Massachusetts. You know what I mean? And they look as cannabis as basically as a degradation on overall society. And so therefore they were like, hey, you know what? Let's try to get this on the ballot and see if we can repeal it. I think they're like a day late, $1 short. You know what I mean? Like if they wanted to do this, they should have done it during COVID. I would have think that would have made more sense, because then, you know, I mean, they could have cheated a lot better during that time of gotten it passed. But I don't.
I think it's money too.
Well, I mean, Massachusetts has a fairly decent market, and they do have a lot of money that they collect in revenue that goes to a whole host of spaces. Not to mention, they don't really hold their operators that liable in regards. I mean, at the Holyoke facility in Massachusetts that True Leaf had, there was a worker that lost her life because they didn't have the right respirator for her. And you know what I mean, all True Leaf got was went from a $40,000 fine originally from OSHA, then got slapped down to a $10,000 fine, and that was pretty much it. So, you know, I don't know. I know Michael's been like, Michael's always been like, you know, they're not going to be able to do this. This is just, you know, they're just trying to cause up, trouble.
It's not like we got a bunch of potheads running around knocking over 7-Elevens for a case of Reese's peanut butter cups, you know?
Well, that's true.
And it's not affecting their lives.
But you know, these are all the Karens, though. These are all the Karens that care, you know, so much, and want to make sure that they're implementing their will on everybody.
In the closet with their joints.
Exactly.
They're hiding in the closets with their joints. Or their little vapes.
Yep. Probably their vapes. I could see them. Oh my God, it's such a cute little vape, but I have to keep it tucked away because I wouldn't want anyone to ever see it or find it.
Right.
Or 5 milligram edible.
With their shots of their shots of vodka in their 40-ounce cups that they take just.
They just put those in their Starbucks cups. They just refill those. Yeah, they just refill those. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I think it's just they see that the writing is on the wall, that this is going to be happening not only in each state, but federally, and they're just trying to get behind it. They don't seem to care about the tax dollars that they're generating from it. because they probably don't have to,
they don't have to worry about it.
Deal with those types of issues, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
the lack of, crime. You're not seeing any increase in crime in any of these states that have legalized cannabis based on the legalization of cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely ridiculous and, continued to be a human rights violation to lock people up for using a plant.
Mm-hmm. It's a sad state of affairs. That's for sure.
It's all about the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the money. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's always about the dollars. It's always, you're so right about that. But we'll see how much these people are able to raise and how much money they're actually going to put into this cause overall. I'd be really curious to know, Michael, and from a Freedom of Information Act, how much these guys have raised so far for their campaign and where their money has been spent. That would be very interesting to know.
Yeah. I wonder if it is available, like, in Florida and other states, that they're probably organized as a political committee, so they have to do reporting with the state.
Yeah, they'd have to. I can't see Massachusetts being any different in that. You know what I mean?
No, I can't either.
No. Well, interesting. We'll see. We're going to keep on following all the developments in this Massachusetts story and see if Massachusetts can actually shovel the sand back into the ocean, Michael. You know what I'm saying? Oh man! And on that, we're gonna roll into our final commercial, and we are gonna be right back.
I just ordered the summertime strawberry salad when added steak on top here at Anna's. Make sure you do the same thing too next time you're in downtown Long Beach. Come on down and check out Anna's joint on the 400 block of Pine Street. They have amazing selection of beers, foods, and when you come down here to Anna's, you can even challenge me to a game of shuffleboard if you want to lose. Did you get that? So, next time you're in downtown Long Beach on Pine Avenue, make sure you stop by Anna's Joint on the 400 block. Not only do they have Anna's Joint, this restaurant and bar, but they also have the amazing deli next door, and then next door to that, they have a very exotic flower shop. You may want to stop by and say hi.
Percentage?
Well, I think they lifted as calculable percentages.
Yeah.
Speaking of calculable percentages, you guys. Oh, Michael, Liz, I think you're gonna love this too, because a South Carolina corrections officer was charged with smuggling fentanyl and marijuana into a prison, you guys. That's right. A South Carolina Department of Corrections officer faces multiple charges after allegedly attempting to smuggle drugs and contraband into a Dorchester County prison facility. John Myers, 30, of Cottageville, is charged with trafficking fentanyl, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, criminal conspiracy, and providing contraband to prisoners, according to arrest warrants. A judge set his bond at a total of $50,000 for the four charges, and jail records state Myers was released from the Dorchester County Jail on bond. $50,000. That's only $5,000 to bail out of jail. That's not that expensive if you're, a jail smuggler. But nonetheless, Department of Corrections spokesperson Christy Shane says Myers worked at the Lieber Correctional Institute in Ridgeville. And investigators say he brought 10 grams of fentanyl. Get ready for this. 212 grams of marijuana, vapes, THC wax, a cell phone, digital scales, and other contraband into the prison where he reported to work. Myers was arrested on Tuesday and has since been fired, Shane said. This guy brought just under a half a pound of weed into the facility, some scales, some vapes, some wax. Man, this guy had shop in a box. This guy had it popping over there. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this. I mean, Michael,
I can just picture him in a trench coat, opening it up and okay, I got this.
Oh no!
Like, how did it?
I think he brought it.
Stuff to bring in.
I think he brought it all in a gym bag. He had it in his gym bag, and it's like, it's my change of clothes for when I get off work.
Don't they get searched?
No, not like that.
Get searched?
They go through a metal detector. They don't get searched like that. You know what I mean? Obviously, obviously, if they caught this guy, he's definitely has done it before, especially with such a large amount. Yeah, he's been doing this for a while. So I'm willing to bet that there's been an internal affairs investigation that's been going on as to how all these. I mean, 212 grams of weed, Michael. I mean, that's not like, you know what I'm saying? That's not an ounce. It's like almost 8 ounces.
Someone with some courage.
Yeah. and some vapes. I wonder. Like,
I would bet he's probably been getting away with it for a while.
Yeah.
And that's why he continues to increase the amounts.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a criminal justice seminar last weekend, and we were talking about those issues, and how many drugs are in the Florida prisons in this state, and people dying of fentanyl and stuff like that in prison. And kind of the overall consensus was like, well, these people are overworked. These prison guards are overworked.
Yep.
They're underpaid, so they're doing it to supplement their income. Bottom line.
That's the type of answer that I expect from like our House of Representatives when they talk about the insider deals, when what I'm saying, these members of Congress do their stock trades and whatnot, that even the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, very disappointed in him, was saying, hey, you know what, the reality is these people make marginal salaries. They're trying to put their kids through college, and this is a way for them to subsidize their income and pay to make sure that they can travel back and forth and be here when they need to be here. And I'm just like, get the hell out of here. I can't believe that's your real answer to this. Get the hell out of here. What a crock of shit.
I agree. I think it is all bullshit. It is about the money.
Yeah.
Not to send their kids to school. This is you probably have easier access to drugs in a prison than you do on the street.
Yeah.
And he's not the only one doing it, and that's not the only prison doing it. Was it a male or female prison? Because I think that makes a difference too.
Well, I mean, it definitely increases how many places you have to hide things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just saying.
So he's just an example of a very big problem.
But
he's one of thousands, I'm sure.
You know what else I wonder? He got caught with a cell phone, right? I wonder how long that cell phone was activated for. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah.
How long is that cell phone going to last? And it didn't mention a charger for the cell phone, so ultimately the battery is going to die. I wonder if it was a replacement for another phone that's already there inside the jail.
Maybe it was his. It was his burner.
It was definitely a burner phone. That's for sure. But that would have been a prepaid phone, and so
Yeah.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
200. I mean, I don't find this shocking at all. Surprising? No.
212 grams, Michael.
I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's shocking. That's some courage.
Do you know how much weed goes for in prisons? I mean, you're talking about like 0.3 of a gram for like 10 items, which is basically $10.
Yep.
I mean, that's a heavy haul right there. I mean, whoever store that was going to go into, they were going to have it popping for a while. You know what I mean? And someone was definitely going to get caught smoking that weed for sure. There was going to be someone that gets rolled up and someone starts snitching, and then that's usually how it happens. You got to do that shit incrementally, you guys. You can't just freaking half a pound of weed in jail just to, you know what I'm saying?
And how was it packaged? Was it packaged in individual 1 gram bags?
Oh, I doubt. No. It sounds like it was all. I wouldn't have had it packaged in gram bags. I would have just had it loose, because he had scales too. He had scales in the bags for the guys. So you know what I mean. It's not that, you know what I mean. They can just wrap it up in some paper. You know what I'm saying. Pass the kite down the. You know what I'm saying, and
I wonder if he already got for it by the family on the outside to bring it in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh man, man, this thing is going to be very interesting. Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be more.
I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem with our prison population here in the state of Florida. Not, I don't think as much in county jails, but in prison definitely. And I've heard tons of clients that have done time tell me they do drugs, they have sex with, guards and nurses and stuff like that in prison, with their own, partners, because guards look the other way.
Yep.
So really the stories you hear about prison are actually kind of crazy as to what, seemingly some people get away with, depending on how long they're there and the relationships they have with the different guards and people in there. And otherwise, fundamentally, it's just like the cops, when they steal people's money and forfeiture cases, when they pull someone over, maybe they'll put 80% into what was found and 20% goes into their pockets. So I think, or, a pound of weed, they found a pound of weed, half a pound they get charged with, or something like that. And I've seen that seemingly in many different cases over the years, that the cops don't actually turn in all the evidence that they actually seize, or the client's wrong on how much they had, which, people who are selling drugs, I doubt they don't know how much they have on them.
What if this guy was just a diversion for a larger load that came in?
Total possibility too.
The middleman.
Oh, man. Well, I have one final.
Delivering the goods.
I have one final story. Speaking of delivering the goods, Liz. Oh, man, I find this story very funny. Some people may not, but I find it extremely entertaining and amusing personally, because a cannabis dispensary uses a Houston's couple address in a Google listing, you guys. A Southwest Houston couple wants to make it clear that they don't sell drugs after they discovered their home address was being used in a Google listing for a cannabis dispensary. The listing for weed delivery recreational cannabis dispensary disappeared hours after Eyewitness News reached out to Google on Monday. But Sarah Wright said a handful of people had already shown up to her home asking about marijuana over the last few weeks. He just asked me. He was like, "Do you sell weed here?" And I said, No, it's a scam. She said of a man who arrived at her home on Sunday. Wright said she discovered the listing by chance after entering her address into the Google Maps app to get directions home. And in a quote says, "I don't even think it's a real business," she said. Eyewitness News searched the Texas Secretary of State's database and couldn't find any businesses named Weed Delivery Recreational Cannabis Dispensary. And when Eyewitness News called the number on the listing, a message said the mailbox was full. A Google search reveals the same number is tied to at least 2 more purported dispensary businesses in other cities. And in a quote, "My worry is that people think that, like, we're scamming the money from them," Wright said. And giving the images of the marijuana and stacks of cash that accompany the Google listing, she's worried it could make her family a target. Well. Stop it. No one's trying to target your family, lady. You basically just got hazed. Literally, maybe, you know what I'm saying, by some Northern Lights haze or something like that. But I mean,
once it's gone, it'll stop.
Yeah, just having your address. I mean, this could happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? They're just using whatever address they just pull out of their ass. They're driving by. Oh, you know what? That address sounds good. You know what I'm saying? She probably lived at maybe like 420 Hope Street or something like that on this. You know what I mean? So it was a catchy address. You know what I mean? For the weed delivery recreational delivery service. This is what a crazy name. This is insane. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I don't really see the purpose of it. Using someone else's address.
Well, they had to have
that people are going to go to.
Well, they had to have an address to put it as a Google listing. You know what I'm saying? To create the thing, because ideally everyone's going to call.
Right.
Everyone's going to call. They're going to answer the phone. They'll be like, "Yeah, we'll deliver it to you." But you have to, when you create a Google listing, you have to have a base as far as where what you're tied to. So why not use a burner address, literally, for your business?
Yeah.
Man. Can you imagine, Liz, if people used your address as a burner address and you just start answering your door, people start asking you if you sold weed?
I'd be like, no. don't know. I'll take it.
You wouldn't say how much you want, how much you got.
I'll take your weed, but won't sell it.
Yeah, man. This is classic, bro.
I don't know why people are showing up at a
all over again.
Go ahead, Michael.
Just wonder why people are showing up at a place that says it's a delivery service, but that's interesting.
I mean,
that's a little kooky.
I'm still, hey, you know what? People want things, and people when they want it now. You guys ever see New Jack City? Remember, people want to get high, and people want to get high now. That was the whole name of the game with New Jack City. You know what I mean? Just is what it is.
I'm surprised the owner of the house didn't call the service and try to get a delivery, see who it was.
That's what I would have done. I would have said, hey, how much can you guys deliver at once? Oh man. Well, this was fun. This was fun, and we're gonna get off right on time for you today, Michael. I know you have to go to court. You know what I'm saying today. So this works out. And Liz, it was great having you on your first day, Liz. Thank you so much for being here, Liz Quinn. Everybody, yes.
Oh,
Michael
thank
Minardi.
you for having me.
Yes.
I love this.
Yes.
I love this.
And thank you all for joining us and getting high at 9 with us every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific and high noon on the East Coast. And big shout out to our audience and supporters for tuning in daily and listening to the insanity that is the developing cannabis industry. Huge thank you to Catalyst for helping us keep the lights on over here, and thank you to our correspondents for being absolutely amazing. Thank you to Cannabis Sativa L for giving us a reason to do this every day, and thank you to Cloud Media partners Elias and Gabriel. They're somewhere in the metaverse. And thank you all for tuning in and getting high at 9 with us. We are America's #1 daily cannabis news show. Trademarked.